Good afternoon, administrators on this Sunday after on this Sunday. My name is Kawana and I will be presenting four ed technology tools that I feel that your school can use. First one I'd like to present to you is Frame. This is a virtual reality tool that teachers and schools alike have used to present a physical setting in a virtual reality setting. So you can, and what's very nice about this particular tool, Frame, is that you can create spaces such as your office, and in an educational setting, you can create it as your classroom. You can create it to be taking students on a field trip to a museum, a park, things of that nature. And so this allows you and your students, as you are creating as if you have created a lesson, could be about maybe you're doing science and you want to create a lesson on Mars. So instead of showing slides of Mars and providing additional information that go along with that, you can now take them on a virtual reality experience where the kids they have like little characters and they all can gather as if they're actually on the planet of Mars. So that's very cool. I like that that idea very much. So I just want to present Frame to you. I you can try it out. I have um, ways that for training for administrators and teachers to be able to familiarize themselves with such tools is to try hands on or have a first hand experience. Maybe gathering for your meetings, you can set up Frame, and you can and they all your staff can gather as if they're in the auditorium or in your meeting space. And so that will then make you feel more comfortable about presenting it to your students. Next up, I have Osmo. Now, Osmo here is a pretty good, pretty neat uh, ed technology tool as well. And here, this allows, it transforms the way of learning. It transforms how your students or children will learn. And this is an app, it's an innovative technology that actively engages children in learning, in the learning process. And here, this unique system, is a combination of computer, computer vision, and manipulatives that bridge the digital and physical world as well. Now, what you do once this is placed, once the Osmo uh, uh, once your tablet is placed on the Osmo base, then there's a reflector that will bounce off and bring up your entire workspace and it's an interactive uh, ed technology tool. So your students will definitely enjoy being able to work work interactively with this particular product. And again, this is called Osmo. So Osmo allows you to have a tablet, or some a tool such as that, to be able to work from that. And then also have manipulative, like it's speaking of, so you can put together puzzle pieces, and it will have the same information provided on the screen, and then your students can work that and they'll show it. So while your students are putting together the little puzzle pieces or other manipulative that are provided or that you may pick up, then it will reflect it on the screen there. And so whatever you complete, it will show that it's complete. It will reward you. It'll do a hooray. It's really nice, really nice. So this is the egg technology tool, Osmo. Next up, I have Storybird. And now this allows your students to create a story. So if you have in your lesson, if you've wanted to do a lesson on birds or do a lesson on from a storybook, such as King Midas or something like that, then you can have your kids create their own story. It'll be a digital story, and then they can choose their characters, write short little sentences as for each page, place their images there that you've chosen, probably together as a whole class, or even working in small groups. They can put together their own storybook of the lesson you're teaching. So Storybird is really good for English language arts, and any of our other subjects. You know, you can do a you can you can work on a Storybird presentation that way. So Storybird is another great tool to um, implement in the classroom, um, and it also, is more active. It provides, and what I'm presenting to you all administrators, presenting tools that are not that not just um, are easy to use and fun to use. You know, you have the interaction. And it's not just sitting in front of a screen and just going through the slides and you learn what you learn. That's it. No, these kids get a chance to. It provides a visual for your students who may be visually of more visual learning, or they're visually, they learn through their visuals. Matter of fact, they also, if auditory is their is something that you like to make sure that your students have that benefit, then these ed technology tools here provide all of those needs being met, because you have the visual, you have the auditory, you have the interaction, you have the hands-on experience. So your students are getting all of that with these tools. Next up is the News to You and Unique Curriculum. Now, this particular ed technology tool, it it does so much for you. Um, you can pull up the weather, so it has a calendar of each month, and you can go to it. You can access it by logging in. Teachers and administrators have a login, and you can go to today's date. It provides, within this unique curriculum, it provides the calendar, the weather. You can dress up your person to suit the weather that you're describing for the day. It also has current news articles, current news happenings all over the world for every day. So you have news in the entertainment, you have news in sports, and you have news for around the world. So it will list when you go to that particular section of unique and news to you, you can click on the tab of whether you want entertainment, you want to learn about what's going on in sports. It's going to bring up all the current information, and I mean it's very current. Then, like I stated, you have the current news articles, and they offer review questions at the end, and your students can come up and you can click on the right answer or the correct or the wrong answer. It will ding a green, green if it's correct, and red if it's wrong. A little bong, will go there, and it has science projects that's included. It have lesson plans that you can print and look at it, and it goes according to different levels of your students. So if you have level 1 students, you have level 2 students, or level 3 students, then it will, for your articles and any written information, it will slow it down to where it can add pictures. You will have new articles that will just be a regular article if your students do not have any visual or auditory issues. But if they do, then you can bring it to the level that provides pictures and words. And if you have English language learners, the pictures definitely will help. That's it. And So basically, unique curriculum then has the differentiated um, methods embedded in the curriculum. Another neat thing, it has interactive games such as Joey's Locker. And Joey is a baby, as a kid kangaroo, a young kangaroo. And he tic tac toe, hangman sort of game with the words that are learned that the students will learn about in the articles. So they'll become familiar with the words, and then they'll be able to play the interactive games. Um, it also has recipes. This is very unique in itself to provide recipes. So these are recipes you can do with your students. If you don't have a full-on kitchen like some special ed classrooms do, they have a kitchen where you can cook some of the recipes. You have some of the recipes where you don't have to cook them. They're very easy to assemble and fun to eat. So they maybe they don't even have to be refrigerated. A lot of times you can just put together and eat on the spot. So this is really nice. And your science projects that are embedded in this curriculum, well, um, they're very easy to do as well, and you can get all the materials. Which was a nice thing about Unique is that they have step by step instructions for the recipes for your science projects, and that's really cool. It has all of your subjects in here: math, science, social studies. Um, there's a lot that you can do with this Unique. So for all of these ed technology tools, they all require a license. Normally, you have a license most times, as you're familiar with a 1 year. So and they're affordable prices to either get a single use license. I know a lot of you administrators will want to have the multi use license. That way, you can provide access for all your teachers and staff to be able to access these educational technology tools and be able to work with your students. So they all offer multi-use licenses that are necessary for your schools and staff. So the affordability part of that, like I said, is once a year. Most of these licenses are about $25 single use, and then for multi-use, then it's between $50 to about $200, and you only have to renew them every year. Once a year is really good. So if it works out, you try it out for the year for all of your tools. If you choose to implement all four, or you want to choose maybe one or two or three, and see which ones really and truly are more meaningful to your students, then you purchase their multi-use license and go from there. So I just wanted to share with you on this Sunday afternoon four ed technology tools that I feel um, would be very meaningful and beneficial to your school, your staff, and more importantly, your students, because they all give you that interactive, hands on experience that our students need. And so, with that being said, then I'd like to leave this with you to consider. If you'd like to reach out to me, you may do so on my personal email. Um, my phone number is attached to the cards I will be giving out to you all this afternoon before you all leave. And and I will also share the links to each um, ed technology tool for you all to check out and play around with them, for yourself, and see which one, then that way you can make wise choices on which ones you like to um, start using within your schools. So, to wrap things up, I will just reiterate the four ed technology tools I presented to you this today. So, one, Frame, that's a virtual reality ed technology tool. Two, um, Osmo. This one is a interactive tool that you can use your tablet. as well as your Chromebook, but mostly your tablet. So if your school does not have tablets, but I'm pretty much most likely you can get tablets and be able to use this particular ed technology tool. Storybird again is an app that can be used from any device, computers, Chromebooks, laptops, things like that, for your students to be able to create a story and then present it and share. Is there also the stories are also shareable. And lastly, um, the unique news to you and unique system then um, provides any and every subject that you can think of. Um, and the nice thing about that, if you'd like to do a science project, you can just print up the worksheets. Um, it's another thing that's included in Unique, printable worksheets for every subject. So you can have students work on math, you can have students work on reading, you can have students work on writing, you can have students work on science, social studies, and they all are connected to these articles and stories that you read about daily. So you can pull up the information, print it out, and work from that. So they'll have it'll be like refreshing their memory for the day, because your stories will be related to the classwork that you for the worksheets that you can print up and use with your students. So, and also for the recipes. So uh, these are some very wonderful and nice ed technology tools that I believe um, are crucial to our students' learning. It provides every method and way um, that our students need. They do need that hands on, they need the visual, they need the auditory, they need the interaction. And, you know, there's symbol sticks within Unique that your students can use, who may be, like I say, English language learners, and your visually impaired students can touch and feel. If you print those items out, laminate them, they can feel. So this is really a nice thing. This is also designed. It was designed for our special ed students, but our general ed can use these. Um, can have access to this as well. But you know, since this is for special ed, and I know that um, what's nice within our schools, we have the special ed department, and so this is very nice to share with your special ed teachers, because they too can benefit for their with their students. So to come to an end and conclusion of my presentation to you, um, I will stop right here and wrap it up. Again, training is definitely available for all four of the ed technology tools. It can be weekly, monthly. It can be throughout the year, because some these get updated a lot. So sometimes you have to go back through. But the training to familiarize yourself with each one is very important. So again, training is available, and so I would love to show everyone how to get started on these ed technology tools. So I want to thank you for listening and for joining me this afternoon on this Sunday to hear about the technology tools that are available to you and your staff and students. Thank you. Again, my name is Kawana Gildersleeve, and have a very nice day. Thank you. Bye bye.